30 incidents. But we also have cable, so and a satellite internet, just so we can have comms on scene. You know, with cables, we ain't gonna get a reception now because we're under the roof. Yeah, it's always hooked up. Yeah. And our mast at the moment is broken, so it'll show. I mean, it just won't go up or down. I mean, but here's our HAP site. Honestly, this thing's been out of service more than it is in service, but it's awesome because it's got a giant library and it's great for gases. Yeah, it just has too many kinks. There could be guys in the stations playing with it and screwing it up. But it takes so long to heat up. I've actually carried it on an incident when we were packed out, and it's heavy. I wish we had a backpack for it while another guy metered. But I mean, even the wand, for the life of me, if I can find it. There it is. The wand will even tell you what you're looking at, you know what I mean? So I carried it and the other guy was just going around and it was picking up everything. Okay. Yeah. I think it was, I think we had a nail salon that they left some chemicals in it. Are really toxic.
Did they have to use this equipment when they had to go to Engine 66's station?
Nah. That was called out. That was called into us. Someone called down and I don't know what they took up, but I wasn't working. I'm still waiting to see the report on that. But I think that was an outside, the city contacted an outside source. They subcontracted that out. Someone came in and took air samples, and that's what they gave us.
Wow. Why wouldn't they?
We don't have the resources to take air samples at that level. You know what I mean? But this would be it. I mean, technically, we have equipment where we can bring in a little gun and suck an air sample into a bag and then bring it back here and run it on this, or we can cook off in this headspace. This is actually a cooking chamber. This will hook up to this, and it'll heat up whatever sample you bring in. It's so hot to where if it gives off a gas, it'll be able to identify it. But as good as it sounds to. I was only at DEPT Watson. They had an ammonia line busted, and my asshole was puckering because we were in a little tiny room and you couldn't see us far down in the cloud of ammonia. And the only way to shut the valve off, it was like 20 feet up. We had to use, even though I was against it, a scissor lift that was there. So we had to bring one of the techs in, and I got a scissor lift to run up. And the guy that worked there that was on level A with me almost took out the fucking fluorescent light, which was off. And a cloud of ammonia. I thought I was dead. I don't know if you've done the Tanner course yet. If you can, hook up with Tanner Ammonia Industries. They offer a course. And ammonia will kill you. Ammonia is explosive. They found out the hard way in like North Carolina maybe 20 years ago. 2 guys pierced a drum of ammonia in the forklift and blew up the whole fucking plant. And at that time, they didn't know ammonia could burn. It was explosive.
But that whole factory would have been up then.
Yeah, I believe it was a total loss, that place. You know, one guy survived, I believe, and he's the one that usually teaches the class. He didn't do it. Well, he doesn't teach it, but he usually comes and guest speaks for the guys at Tanner. Anytime we have an ammonia release with some of the company, well, we have a good relationship with Tanner. Luckily, they're right next door to DEPT Watson. So the guy, Dave Binder, he came right over and he just advised us, you know, I mean, we're not going to turn any information down. And whatever you can help us with. You know, we don't see enough stuff to be, you know, that proficient in it. But yeah, this is it. I mean, this is our radiological stuff. For the most part, we just lead off with pH paper, oxidizer, we're throwing like a little bear claw, you know, and a CGI. We get past that, and they're all fine. We'll start checking other stuff. Then we'll grab a sample, and either run it on that there, or bring it back here, and we'll test it with the HAZmat.
Okay. So did you ever have to use this part here?
Yeah, because
oh, that's just testing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the other truck is a big equipment truck. I mean, we got a lot of pneumatic tools.
Can I look at the...
We got 2 more trucks. 2-ply. Giant tank back here with product for metal, electrical fires. We carry a shitload of extinguishers on this. That's about it.
So
We've never had to charge this yet.
Do you have purple K and everything on here?
Purple K and metal X. All that. I'll probably just get a lot of little pack drums. This isn't a compressor, but it's an air bank. So if we needed to fill bottles, we can fill only so much. You know what I mean? A lot of people. When I first got here, I thought this was a compressor. It's not. It's just got a, what do you call it? A cascade system in there that holds air for us, so we can fill up a little bit.
So it's a mini engine.
Yeah. That's the compressor. So once that's empty, we got to refill. These are just our level A suits. They're all our suits. Gloves, boots, you know. These are air bottles. We got a mini little cascade system we can wheel in with us if we're all on the scene. And here used to do the job that that big truck did. This is all we used to have before, and this was
really
our
just
office.
this little tiny space.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think we do still have a phone on here, but yeah, they used to have the laptops in here, and this is how we ran. I think that truck, we got that just before I got on the job. So it's less than 10 long. You know, the inside of that looks like just a normal truck.
It's a cab.
These are rail car cap and stuff. Like A, B, and C. You know, portable compressor. I mean, we have these Vetter stuffs, which are, if you get rail cars that have holes in them, we'll throw a giant ratchet strap over it, and we'll have different size, like, what do you call it? Kind of airbags. So you'll put the airbag on top of the hole,
And then
you'll tighten down the ratchet strap, and then you'll expand the bag, and it'll stop the leak. But we got wedges that actually do that too.
Here, could you get some pictures from
All of them are non-spark. So if you have to work on gas tanks, we
That's
gotta worry about sparking and stuff like that. Here's what we do the most. We pump stuff. Do a lot of pumping. This is it's a pneumatic pump, so it's non-spark also. If we get overturned tankers and stuff, sometimes they got a 100-gallon fuel tank. It's got 70 in it still. We'll pump it into an overpack drum and leave it for the cleanup companies to come get. Same thing with like home heating fuel. You know, some home heating fuels, the tanks bust and they got heating oil all over. We'll pump that out there. Here's just basic cleanup stuff.
This is like for the least dangerous stuff.
No, this is the most important truck. We can't do shit without this because this has all our equipment on and our suits and all. Our meters and all our other stuff usually ride on that. And here's our oil dryer. Plenty of that. You never have enough of that.
Oh my gosh.
So no matter what though, you'll take this truck and that truck and
Yeah. Sometimes we leave this. Some people do. I don't see why. Bring it because you never know where you're gonna run into. And
So
we're the only hazmat in the city. So if we're going all the way up the state road, you know what I mean, and like Cotman, can't send somebody back anytime fast to get that and bring it back. So
does your captain or lieutenant that's here today? Do
we take it.
you take it any time?
Our shift, we take it.
Okay.
It's different platoons do it.
What
Different
platoon
shifts.
is this?
This is the D.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, the D we always take it. It makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's going to happen. One of the shifts is going to not take it,
And
and expecting something else, and then they're going to be up at Bustleton and Boulder,
Yeah.
Yeah. And just 20 miles from here, and the chief's going to go, "Where's the chemical unit?" So now you're embarrassed. That's about it. Hazmat ain't that bad. You know, you just gotta. It's a different kind of response. You gotta kind of move a little bit slower.
That's what I'm sort of.
You gotta think. Yeah.
Because I always loved working with the chemicals and everything
Yeah.
like that. Just loved chemistry.
You should get down to the National Fire Academy. They offer some good classes, and you can go for free. You just gotta get just talk to the right people. The state usually pays for that. If you're an emergency responder, they'll comp you to go down there. You might have to pay for it out of pocket, but they'll reimburse you.
But you said you got to know the right people?
Go on their website. Not know the right people. I'm saying just got to make the right phone calls.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not like that. Like you have to know somebody to get it. No, just go to their website and inquire. And pretty good place, especially around right here. I'm happy with the last.
Ford F550 on a C-grade chassis. What else could be more better? Love C-grade.
Out here is still fighting fire. This is still our local. But if we're ladder, I drive this. But today I'm driving this because I'm on the back step with the ladder.
You like putting the Hornet siren on and everything?
Yep. Whoever's driving the ladder drives this truck. And the officer goes with this truck.
What the officer?
The ladder officer, yeah. The engine stays with us because it's a foam pump. Well, that's our reserve piece now. But we usually have a foam pumper. It's out of service. It carries 500 gallons of foam on it, along with 500 gallons of water. So.
Why is it out of service? And some other stuff. I think the pump was leaking a little bit. So hopefully it's back soon. It'll probably come back today because it's a pain in the ass to change over, and it seems like it's always our shift that are changing the truck. So you're gonna have to change it over too, even though you're in the ladder?
Yep. Well, we help our